Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Cook School video number 5 with Mrs McGonigal and
Edward McGonigal.
Today we're going to make
Peanut butter cookies.
We're going to make peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter oaty cookies we're going to make today. Now obviously if you are allergic to peanut butter or nuts at all you won't be able to make these cookies, but if you make an alternative cookie then please make sure that you still send me any photographs because Edward and I love looking at them. We just want to do our usual shout out. A huge thank you to Una and Iona who made our lovely jumping bean couscous. Also to William in Primary 1 who made our jumping bean couscous. And finally to Amy and Katie who also made the jumping bean couscous. So thank you very much to all of you for making our last recipe. So we're going to get started with our measuring today. So lots of skills again, but today we are actually going to use our KitchenAid to help us with our mixing. But if you don't have one, don't worry, you can still make the recipe even if you don't have one. So we're going to get started with our measuring. Everything that we need. What I should say before we started, we have washed our hands thoroughly. We have also wiped down all of our surfaces with an antibacterial spray just to make sure that everything's completely clean. Edward is going to start measuring our first ingredient, which is oats. We are going to use 225 grams of oats. We have already set our digital scales to 0 and he's going to start measuring 225 grams. We have reached 225 grams of oats and our next ingredient is another dry ingredient and it's going to be flour, plain flour. So I've had to hit 0 on the scales again so that it's ready for Edward to measure, and we're going to put in 75 grams of plain flour. Okay, so you're going to start putting in 75 grams. Next thing we're going to add is some cinnamon. So all of our dry ingredients are going in here and Edward is going to add a half a teaspoon, which is this one here, just a half teaspoon of cinnamon. We don't need the scales for measuring that just now, so we're going to do a half teaspoon of cinnamon. You can put it in. Okay, there we go, a half teaspoon of cinnamon. Right in.
Do you need one more?
No, a half teaspoon, that is exactly a half teaspoon. And then the next half teaspoon ingredient that we need is bicarbonate of soda. And it's just,
quite a lot.
Yeah, it is. Bicarbonate of soda, and it's just 1/2 teaspoon of that as well. That's it. Make sure it's levelled off. And a half teaspoon of bicarbonate soda. Excellent. There's only... we're going to add vanilla bean. The recipe that we were following asks for vanilla essence or vanilla extract, which we didn't have, so we're just going to use the pure vanilla bean, and I'm just going to get Edward to grate that in there now because it's a dry ingredient. We don't have any wet vanilla, so we're going to use this one and add it to the dry ingredient, so Edward's going to add some of that just now. The last thing you're going to add to this in your dry ingredients is just a pinch of salt. So the first ingredient that Edward is going to measure is going to be 130 grams of normal butter. Do you want to start popping it in? I've chopped it into cubes to make it easier for Edward to measure in as well. So 130 grams with your fingers is fine because we've washed our hands. That's it, keep on going. Okay, so we have 130 grams of butter in our bowl. Now Edward is going to take a spoon and he's going to start adding tablespoonfuls of peanut butter. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to scrape it off with the other spoon. Okay, so one hand, and we need the same 130 grams of peanut butter. Okay, these are our next ingredients, and we've got brown sugar and we have got some caster sugar. And what Edward is going to do is he's going to measure 100 grams of each of these, and we're then going to add them into our bowl of wet ingredients. So in our bowl so far, we have got 130 grams of soft butter and our 130 grams of peanut butter. And again, like I said, you can use any nut butter, and if you are allergic to peanut butter, then I'm sure you would be able to make an alternative cookie that doesn't use any nut butter at all. Okay, we've reached 95 grams, so Edward is going to try and measure out the last 5 grams of caster sugar. Oh, well done. Exactly 100. Okay, so in our bowl we've got our wet ingredients. We have got our 100 grams of brown sugar, 100 grams of caster sugar, we have got 130 grams of soft butter and 130 grams of peanut butter. We're now going to put this into our KitchenAid, which is going to cream it for us. So in our bowl, our ingredients have been creaming for about 2 minutes, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add an egg. Okay, welcome back everyone. We've got Joseph who's joined us. He had a wee sleep and he's come to join us for the video. The next ingredient... Yeah. The next ingredient, what's this, Joseph? No, but what is it? Tell me what it is. It's an egg. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 egg into our already mixed wet ingredients. So Edward is going to crack it. Remind me, Edward, how do we crack an egg? How many times do we tap it?
1, 2,
2 big taps and the thumbs go inside. So Edward's going to start. I'm going to help him. 2 big taps. Well done. Thumbs go in. That's it. That was brilliant.
I haven't even touched
You did it really well. Edward has the beaten egg and he's just going to slowly add it into the ingredients that are creaming together. Wow, there it goes. Keep going, Ed, until it's all added in.
So wet.
That's it. And we're just going to let it keep on creaming together for another couple of minutes. What we have now is our bowl of dry ingredients, so our oats, our flour, our cinnamon and our bicarbonate of soda. And what we're going to do, or what Edward's going to do, is he is going to pour it into our wet ingredients. So he's going to do that now. Okay, so he's going to pour it all in. That's it, they're all in.
Not all of it.
Right, see if you can get that last wee bit in for me. There we go.
Ooh.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on a low pace to bring all of the ingredients and mix all of the ingredients together. And that is our cookies, our dough, mixing on a low pace to get it all mixed together. Perfect. So in our bowl we have all of our ingredients mixed together. There's nothing left to add. And now all that's left to do is to use an ice cream scoop, and we're going to make our cookies. What I should have said is that we have had our oven set to 170 degrees and the oven has preheated. It is like an ice cream scoop. And what we're going to do is we're going to put little scoops of dough, cookie dough, onto the tray. And then using the back of the fork, we are just going to squash our cookies, okay? So we're going to keep on doing that. So using an ice cream scoop, that's your fork, Joseph. So using an ice cream scoop and then the back of the fork, Joseph, will you squash the cookie with the back of the fork? Clever boy. Well done. So we're going to continue doing that and we will show you a picture of them when they're done. And our cookies have been in for 15 minutes and they're looking really nice and golden. So we're going to take them out of the oven and let them cool down for maybe 5 minutes or so on a cooling rack before we taste. We have taken our cookies out of the oven. They have been cooking for 15 minutes at 170. They look absolutely delicious, don't they, Joseph? And all that's left for us to do is to say bye everyone.
And eat the cookies.
And we're going to eat the cookies. And remember to send any pictures that you do. You're going to eat a cookie? Let's enjoy a cookie. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bing bong bing, bing bong bing, bing bong bingly bongly boo. Right, will you come round, Joe? We'll say bye to everybody.
Bye.